Hello, and welcome back to another episode of It's Okay, Baby Girl. Hope my baby girls are doing okay. Thanks for coming back for another week to hear me yap. Right now it's a Wednesday at 12:42 a.m. I woke up 3 hours ago. I had no idea what day it was, but I worked the night before and then I had some stuff to do in the morning. So I ended up going to sleep way later, hence why I woke up later. And now I'm going to be up all night. So I was like, let's just record an episode. I got some time on my hands. Let me just do it while the house is quiet and I can think and, and concentrate. So hello and welcome back. This week's episode is about self-love. And yes, I know this is on every podcast. It's all of blah, blah, blah. I'm choking on myself. Sorry. It's all over the internet right now. But I wanted to come from a scientific and healthcare state of the, what am I trying to say? A point of view, not state of mind. Jeez, I can't, clearly night shift has got me all jumbled up in my brain. Bear with me. I'm sorry. If this is an episode that's super disorganized, this is probably why. But anyways, the episode is about self-care because I see a lot of this on the internet, and yes, I appreciate what people are putting out there, but I feel like from my perspective, I just want to share from my experience and from my knowledge as a healthcare professional, any suggestions or recommendations that come to mind. And I'm also open to what you guys have to share as well. So please feel free after the podcast if you have anything that comes to mind that you want to tell me, you want to teach me, feel free. My DMs are open. You can talk to me there. But yeah, anyways, let's get into it.
Qu'est-ce que je vais te nommer? Je vais te nommer l'amour, l'amour tendre, l'amour qui chante doucement dans mon cœur, l'amour sans logique à la raison.
Okay, so tell me what you think of when you're thinking of self-care. I know for me, even now, after so many years of, learning and growing, I still think of a girl doing a face mask with her hair in a bun and getting a massage and taking a bubble bath and all the, cutesy little shit, or getting your nails done, or eating a sweet little treat and, taking yourself shopping, self-care, treat yourself, which is all fine and dandy. Those are nice little activities to relax and to let loose a little bit because, we're all go all the time. So it's good to do those things to help yourself relax, take care of your skin, take care of your body. Of course, your body needs love. It needs to feel nurtured and cared for. So I'm not digging on that at all because we definitely need that as part of self-care. My problem is with the modern day self-care, whatever we're advertising nowadays, is that it's all about indulgence. But the thing is, self-care actually requires quite a bit of discipline and commitment to taking care of your health. That's the whole point I'm trying to make today because people are it's very easy to slap on a face mask, but to hit the gym and do a workout knowing that it's going to benefit your brain and your body and your cardiovascular system and your hormones and your metabolism, that takes a lot more work to put in the effort to go and do that rather than, drop a little bubble bath. Not to dig on that. Again, we need those things too. Those are good for us. I'm just saying that we miss out on a lot of the other important stuff because we're so focused on comfort and pleasure and indulgence. That's the problem I have. So I just want to bring this up as a way to kind of balance things out. There's nothing wrong with any of those things, as I said before. But balance is key, okay? The first thing that I have noticed that I need to prioritize, especially as a night shifter, is sleep. And we all need this. This is good for your brain. Everyone's varying needs for sleep depends on, how you function well. Some people can function on 4 to 6 hours of sleep just fine. If they sleep longer than that, it actually feels worse to them. And some people need a solid 7 to 9 hours, maybe even more, depending on your age and just depending on you and how you're built. Everyone's different. But the thing is, No matter how much or how little sleep you need to get in order to function properly, only you know that. But there are certain things in common that we all need to do to get better quality sleep. That's something that I really had to put the foot down for myself, because I have the bad habit of doing this. We all do. But I love to doom scroll at the end of the day. I just lay in bed and just be scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, or like to watch TV and fall asleep. Because sometimes, especially if you have anxiety and things like that, it's nice to just numb things out and have a distraction before you go to bed. But I noticed that it screws up the quality of my sleep because of the extra light coming from the screen when I should be, adjusting my brain and my body to the dark in order to sleep properly, especially since I sleep during the day a lot of the time. So I had to put the foot down and make sure that by the time I get home, I get maybe 10 minutes to scroll on my phone, and then after that, I'm not going to touch it. I'm not perfect about this, by the way. There are definitely a lot of days that I don't do this, but I notice the difference in the quality of sleep that I get. But I really do try to set a limit for myself before going to sleep. And then also another thing I really have to stay on top of is not checking my phone when I wake up in the morning, or I guess when I wake up for my shift. Yes, I will check my text messages because, I am a human being and there are other people in my life that, I need them, they need me. So of course I'm going to check on those, make sure everything's all good. But in terms of social media, that's the big challenge that I have, but I've been working on it because I really don't like when I wake up and the first thing I do is scroll, because I feel like it throws off my mojo, it throws off the flow, and yeah, it gives me like a fake dopamine hit, but then after that I'm just like numb. And I noticed that the routine that I try to set for myself does not go as smoothly when I check my socials, because I'm so focused on just catching up on all this stupid shit on the internet. And it really does throw me off. It does, because it's really not necessary. I want my mind to be clear. I want my head to be, ready for the day or whatever I have to do, the tasks at hand. I want to be focused. The social media can wait. So that's a form of self-love, I guess, that I have implemented. And again, I'm not perfect. There are definitely days I pick up the phone and all I do is just scroll and scroll. And then I feel so crappy after. That's why I don't like doing it, because I know I'm going to feel bad after that. So I just try to avoid it as much as possible. My incentive is to feel good and to feel focused, to feel balanced, to feel like I'm in the flow. Those things are worth it to me to not pick up my phone and scroll first thing in the morning. Now, I'll scroll at some point in the day. Don't get me wrong. I'm a human being. Like, we all do it. I just try to avoid doing it in the first hours of the morning or whenever I wake up, because I definitely notice a difference in my productivity and also my self-esteem and my focus. Those are all tied together. So for me, it's worth it to not do those things. Okay. Now, the second thing that I've definitely noticed that I have trouble with in terms of caring and loving for myself is my relationship with food. For the longest time, if you knew me as a child, I was the biggest fucking sweet tooth out there. I would drink whole liter bottles of Coke by myself as like a 2-year-old. A 2-year-old, okay? So I definitely love sugar. I love all the crappy food out there. Don't get me, especially sweets. That's my weakness. You hand me chocolate, I ain't never saying no. If I see cupcakes, I'll eat 3 of them. Or more, actually. 3 is like nothing. Girl, I'll finish the whole damn tray if you let me. I definitely love a good sweet treat. I love indulging in that. Especially, one of my biggest weaknesses, even to this day, is Starbucks during the holidays, because when they have those fucking seasonal drinks out, dude, there is nothing stopping me. I will be like, well, it's only available X amount of days during the year. I have to get it, and then I make myself feel horrible after, because I'm like, my skin is breaking out. I'm feeling slow. I'm not seeing results at the gym. I feel horrible just for 2 seconds of, tasting something nice. It's not worth it anymore to me. Yeah, it's nice. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like, no, just cut out all the sugar and eat like dirt, whatever, like just eat plants and shit. I'm not saying that. I'm saying balance is key here, because when you overly indulge in things that are not good for you, obviously it's going to affect you negatively, not only physically but mentally, because sugar is not great for the brain either. We know this, and it does not help for those of us who have self-esteem issues when it comes to our body image, and we were trying to take care of ourselves and how we look and our health. when you put sugar in your body, I guarantee you're going to feel great for 2 seconds. And then you're going to be like, oh my God, why did I do that? I ate that. Now I'm going to gain weight and I look all bloated and does it really help you? You know what I mean? I'm not saying to restrict yourself from food. I'm saying restrict yourself from unhealthy food. Limit it. Don't even cut it out. Just limit it, man. Like, you do not have to do crash diets and starve yourself to look good. But I'm just saying, you want good results, you want to feel good about your body, then eat good things. That's what I'm trying to say. And for the longest time, I felt like, well, I'm a pretty mid-sized person. I'm not too like big, not too small. I'm just kind of in the middle, and I'm a little fluffy, like, you know, got some pudgers everywhere. So I was like, this is just me. And I've accepted this, and this is what my metabolism does. And this is how I look. And I left it at that. But then, especially this year when I started hitting the gym, and I was like, you know, I'm doing good, but like I could be doing better. And if I fueled my body with the right things, then I would not only see the results probably, but I would also just feel better. I'd feel stronger. And that is so true, because once I started, you know, keeping an eye on the sugar intake and just, it's not even like thinking about what to avoid. It's more thinking about what should I put in my body that's good for me. That's the mindset I have now. Because before I used to be like, no, I can't have this fatty thing. I can't have this drink. I can't have this sweet. I can't have this la la la. I was thinking about what I should not be doing. But rather, the best way to go about it is think about what you should be doing. So now I'm like, okay, these veggies are really good. This is high in this vitamin. This source of meat is high in this protein and la-di-da, and this is going to help with my muscles. And you know, all the stuff that I see that is beneficial for me, I focus on that more than the things that are going to take away from me. It makes it a lot easier to maintain a good diet that way. That mindset has definitely helped me. And again, I just want to reiterate that this is not about starving yourself to look good. Okay, this is about putting good things in your body to fuel it, to fuel your brain, and to fuel your organs to do the job it needs to do and to be healthy. Okay, that is self-love. When you love yourself, you eat good things. When you love yourself, you eat, but you eat good things. Okay, remember that. If you take one thing away, please eat good things. It's so good for your brain, and your brain has so much to do with the rest of your body and your experience of life. So I'm just saying, if you really care about how you feel, you will eat good things, because it does help. I'm just saying. Also, in my profession in psychiatry, we emphasize a lot of diet. Not diet as in like cutting down on everything, but eating a good balanced diet of healthy, wholesome foods that help the brain heal itself. Because you can take all the meds in the world, but if you're not, you know, changing your diet and adding some physical activity and sleeping properly and balancing your hormones and talking your shit out, it's not going to work. Guarantee you that. So diet especially is very important in brain health. And we'll get into that a little bit more in further episodes, but I just wanted to kind of bring this in so we can get like a foundation started here, that if you love yourself, you'll eat good things. Okay. Next thing, physical activity. I have to emphasize this so much because until I started working out regularly, I've struggled so much. And don't get me wrong, I still have bad days. Even now, this year has not been the easiest, but it's been way better than years before, and a huge part of it has to do with working out. And not just because I'm like looking better and, you know, more toned and things like that. I'm actually not super toned, okay? I'm still a bit fluffy, all right, a little bit pudgy, and that's okay. But the thing is, I like my body now. I actually value my body, and I like to take care of my body. That's self-love, man. And yeah, working out is uncomfortable. Don't get me wrong. When I first started, I was like, ugh, it's so hard, and I'm panting, and I can't breathe. But you don't have to, like, you know, strain yourself too much to work out and feel the results of it, you know? But I want to talk a little bit about my journey with working out and how I even got started in that. Because I'm telling you, for the longest time, you had to drag me to a gym to work out. And even then, I would rather work out at home if I work out at all. My only physical activity for the longest time was dance. And don't get me wrong, that's a really great physical activity. And it's very socially based for me because I like to see my girls and we get to practice together and create things together. So it's a very healing and it's a very beneficial activity that I like to do. It helps me a lot. But the thing is, with working out and stuff too, like you still have to strengthen yourself and take care of everything. Dance only focuses on certain aspects. Like it's really good for cardio, but I really wanted to get into weights and muscle training. Strength training. I can't even talk. See, I'm not a gym person. Like you can tell. I work out, but like I'm not like a gym rat or whatever you want to call it. But I'm just saying, this is my story because I feel like it might help some of us out here. I hated going to the gym. No amount of money would, be enough for me to go to the gym. Partially because I'm really uncomfortable working out in front of others. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this. That's why a lot of us don't go to the gym because we're afraid of our social anxiety. And being out in front of other people, and what if they're looking at me? What if they're judging? And for a lot of women, I'm sure the experience that we all have, or the fear that we all have, is that, men will be looking at us, I'm not saying that all men be doing this, but I'm saying there are some, and it can be uncomfortable at times. Some dudes just go to the gym and mind their business, and I appreciate and love you for that. Thank you so much for leaving me alone, and just, doing what you got to do, and, not that all men do that, and it's not at all what I'm saying, because I do notice now, as a person who goes to the gym, most men don't give a fuck about the women around them. They're just there to exercise and mind their own business and take care of themselves, But there have been moments and experiences we've all had, or even seeing it happen to other people, where we're like, that's uncomfortable. I'd rather not work out where there's a bunch of people staring at me, especially dudes. That was all kind of I cannot talk today. Sorry, bear with me, guys. But those were all deterrents that I had that prevented me from going to the gym. I was mostly just like awkward. The social aspect was daunting to me. I was like, I'll just work out at home. But then I was like, I don't have the equipment at home to do some things that I want to do, And then one day I was just like, you know what, Sneha, you are, I think it was, last year. So I was 23. I was like, you are this age and you're afraid to go to the gym. Girl, you've overcome so many things in life. You can't just go to the gym and mind your own business and work out. Who cares if people stare at you? That's their problem. Who cares if someone checks you out? That's their problem. Whatever. And what if nothing happens and you just enjoy your workout and go home and go about your day? What if, right? So then I started to think, maybe, I could try this. But then I was like, maybe let's get my friends into it and see what they say. Because then, it'll help me kind of get out of my comfort zone and we can go together. And I'm not an expert on workouts or what to do at the gym. So maybe they can teach me a thing or two if they know something, and we can all just kind of help each other out. So my friends actually asked me, they were like, hey, you want to come to the gym with us? We have this guest pass or whatever. And so I was like, yeah, let me go. And then I ended up signing up for a membership because I was like, you know what? If I really want to make this a part of my life, I should lock in and commit to it. And so obviously if I'm paying for something, I'll definitely show up, because, if I'm spending all this money, why would I not go? I should definitely use it. If not, I should just cancel. So I signed up for a gym membership, and then while my friends were still living here, we all went to the gym a couple times a week, and we tried to just show up, and eventually I took baby steps. Okay. I'm not saying that I immediately knew exactly what I was doing. I had no idea, but my friends were like, okay, let's start with some cardio. And we would just be yapping and walking on the Stairmaster or the treadmill or whatever, doing our little ellipticals, and we'd try something new every day. And then we'd be like, okay, today we're doing arms, so let's do all of the upper body machines and just test it out and see what happens. And we all found our strengths and weaknesses and the things we like, things that we want to try, things we want to improve on, and we would help each other try different things. Eventually, our schedules didn't always line up, so we had to come. Maybe it was just the 2 out of 3 of us going together, or sometimes we'd go solo. And I would start off small, and if I didn't feel comfortable doing a whole workout by myself, because I was like, I'm still feeling awkward, I would just do cardio. I would just go and run for a little bit, or Stairmaster, or whatever kind of machine was available. I'd just do the cardio. And then eventually I'd be like, okay, today's body system is legs. Let's go do leg stuff. And then I would just go do the machines, whatever had legs or weights, and look up something on Instagram or whatever, do something to get myself out there. And eventually it got more and more comfortable. And then I kind of talked to one of my accountability partners who's been helping me kind of achieve all my goals this year. I told him, I was like, I want to go consistently 3 times a week by myself and do full on workouts. And I have to post it every time I'd go to the gym. I have to post, like on a story or whatever, that I was there as proof. And I started doing that. And I guess also, like, once I commit myself to something, I get a little bit OCD about it. But then I was like, I have to go. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, I have to go 3 times a week. And if I don't, I feel like shit. Because I realized how much I was like neglecting myself in the past by not going to the gym and exercising. And I'm not saying that I did this to achieve a certain body shape or goal. All I wanted to do was improve my health and feel strong and feel healthy and feel just overall better. Like, and I do. I've gone up on the weights. I haven't dropped a single pound in terms of my weight, but I do notice that I have more muscle. I am definitely stronger, and I feel more confident, and I sleep better. My metabolism is a lot better. I crave better foods because my body needs that kind of fuel, that energy. So I don't go for the shitty food anymore, because naturally I feel like I'm drawn to better foods that I know are going to help me feel better at the gym and help me achieve my goals over there. And again, I am not perfect. I still indulge in my sweet tooth, okay? I still struggle with that a little bit. Not even struggle, but like, if I'm a human being, I like certain things, man. Like, we all like our certain foods, and that's okay, just in moderation. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you're not a gym person, it's okay. If you don't like to work out, it's okay. But I'm just saying that there are so many benefits to it that why would you not try? And yes, it can be daunting. It can be scary. But I'm just saying that if I can do it, if I can get out of my shell, go to the gym, starting small, just doing 10, 20 minutes of cardio and leaving after those 20 minutes, to now I spend like a full hour at the gym and I know exactly what I'm doing and I know what exercises I like to do and I have a whole routine. We can do it. You can do it. I know you can, because I was completely clueless when I started, but it was the help of my friends and also me taking the initiative to push myself out of my comfort zone. You have to do that. But that is one of the best ways I have loved myself this year, is by going to the gym, because my mental health has never been better before. I'm telling you, I've gone through some shit in life. And if I had the gym as a way to keep myself balanced and keep my brain balanced and sleep better, absolutely. I would have done it a long time ago if I knew this was the result I was going to get. So with that being said, I really hope that this motivates you guys. You know, the end of the year is coming up. If that's, you know, I know we all have this goal to hit the gym and get healthy and shit, but like, is it to look good or to feel good? What's your intention behind it? Is it to love yourself? Because if you loved yourself, you would give yourself good things. Even if it means it might be a little bit uncomfortable at times, to do good things for yourself, knowing the long-term outcome. Because yeah, if you love yourself, you could totally be like, yeah, what baby wants, baby gets, and just indulge. But then you feel like shit later and you're beating yourself up constantly and you're not any better mentally than you were before. If anything, you might be worse. But that discipline goes a long way when it comes to long-lasting results. I don't have to take medication anymore. I'm not in therapy anymore. And granted, one day I might end up back in therapy or end up on medication again, and there's no shame in that. But I'm just saying that at a time when I really thought I was drowning, that's when I started doing these things, and I noticed a huge improvement in my resilience and my ability to handle day-to-day stress. So, I hope this convinced you, because it convinced me a long time ago when I started feeling a lot better. I just feel great, man. And I really hope that helps for all. I want you all to feel the way I feel. I want you to feel good about yourself. I want you to feel confident. I want you to feel well rested. I want you to feel that self-love. And don't get me wrong, I still have my self-esteem issues and I am not perfect. Again, this is a reminder that I am struggling every day, like each and every one of you. We're all in this together. But the fact is that I chose to intentionally try to love myself every day, somehow. Okay? And you deserve that same energy from yourself, man. As I've mentioned in previous episodes, if you're not going to do it for yourself, you can't do it for others. I guarantee you that. You cannot convince me that you can love people without loving yourself. We're not God. We cannot create something out of nothing, okay? So just remember that. You need to give it to yourself first before you give it to others. I guarantee you your life will be a lot more balanced and a lot less stressful when you pour into yourself first. And you will not resent people so much, because I know a lot of people, including myself, who will give everything to others and then they have nothing left for themselves, and then they're just mad about it because they're like, well, I love everybody but nobody loves me. Dude, because you never gave it to yourself, dude. Like, it's nobody else's fucking problem to love you. They gotta worry about themselves too. And you chose to love those people, but now you got nothing for yourself. So you got to reevaluate your situation and prioritize properly. I'm not saying to not love others. Absolutely. We all need to love each other. But it comes from within. It comes from yourself. So these are just a couple of the examples that I have in terms of self-love that I think, yes, it is nice to relax with a face mask. I'm literally wearing a face mask right now as I record this episode. I'm getting my skin clear because I feel good when I take care of my skin. Your skin is still a part of your body and it deserves some love, okay? So nothing wrong with that. I'm not digging on the skincare and the nails and the getting your hair done. All good stuff. You feel great after you do that. But I'm saying there's certain forms of self-love that require a little bit more discipline, but they pay off so well in the long run and they're so worth it. And I've seen the results for myself. I've seen them for my patients, for my friends. And so why would I not share with all of you? I want all of you to feel that self-love. It makes the world a better place when we're all content and full of love. Again, that's what we're here for, man, to love each other and to love ourselves, to spread the love. But we can't do that if we don't have it in the first place. Okay, so as you go along this week and as the end of the year is approaching, think about how you want to love yourself in the new year. In real ways that you need, that you might not be the most comfortable trying, but it's time to make a change. So try maybe finding one thing to push yourself in a certain area. Maybe it's better sleep, okay? Maybe it's less social media consumption. Maybe it's that better diet, maybe one less Frappuccino a week. Okay. I know for me, it's definitely going to be a little bit of less Starbucks. And I ain't afraid to admit that. It's okay. I'm human and I love that shit. But I know that in the long run, I'd rather, eat something that's going to nourish me properly and feed my brain and feed my body so I can do what it's supposed to do. Maybe it's going to the gym. Maybe you have really bad social anxiety. Take this as a challenge for yourself. Put yourself out there and try something new, because not only will it improve your physical health, it will also make you more confident. It'll make you feel like, yeah, I got this. I can go to the gym and not care about what people think about me. I can do this. Because I know now, and I used to be so afraid of going to places by myself, just because I feel like so awkward. I mean, I could go sit at a coffee shop by myself, but things like the gym or certain restaurants and things like that, I would not go inside by myself until the person I'm meeting up with is there. And now I'm like, fuck it, man. I can sit and be content and be happy and not care about what people thinking about me, because I guarantee you too, they're not thinking about you. They're probably thinking about themselves just as much as you think about yourself in an anxious state. They might be there working through their shit too. It's actually so nice to go to the gym and see people of so many different backgrounds, so many age groups, and I'm so proud of them. I'm like, wherever you're at in life, you're doing something today to take care of yourself, and I really love to see that. It's actually so encouraging, because on the days that I don't want to go and I'm like, I should just lay in bed, but then I go and see these old grannies at the gym, grandpa's hitting it, and I'm like, wow, they care about their health even now. Or maybe they just got into it and they realized, my health is not doing so good. I need to make a change. And they're making a change when most people would think, I got this far, man, whatever. But it actually makes me so happy to see that. So in this coming new year, wherever you're at with yourself, think of one way amongst all your resolutions, I know we all have our things that we got to work on or things we want to achieve and accomplish. It's great. But think about one way you want to love yourself better in the coming year. One way that requires a little bit of discipline, a little bit of sacrifice, a little bit of challenging yourself. But I promise it'll be worth it. So yeah. Anyways, thank you for coming back for another week, another episode, listening to me yap. I'm honored that people actually care. But if this helps you, help me help others by sending the podcast to someone else that you think might, take a thing out of this or two. But I really appreciate it, guys. I really do. And go ahead and follow the social media. As you know, in the show notes, I always link the Instagram and the TikTok. There are many updates over there. By the time you're listening to this, I've probably already moved into my apartment, which I'm so excited about. And I'm sure you've probably already heard an episode about my thoughts of living by myself after, being with my family forever. And, how life is going there. So if you want to hear more updates about that and upcoming episodes and projects that I'm working on, then you can definitely see all of that on Instagram and a little bit of TikTok. So with that being said, I must go, but I love you guys. And just remember, it's okay, baby girl. We're all on a journey of love and we're starting somewhere, but it's important to start. That's the important thing. Just start somewhere. You'll get there. You will get there when you need to, okay? But with that being said, I'm going to go now. So I love yous. Goodbye.